All right, man. Hey, we back, man. We are back. Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Winners Diet Show. I am your host, Mac Solomon, aka Project Mac. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. We made it to another weekend. I hope you guys are planning on having a fantastic weekend. Um, NBA basketball is back. That is a good thing. I've been I've been missing basketball, man. So Lakers and Warriors play tonight. That should be a good game. I might catch a few highlights, a few clips of that. But besides that, man, we things are looking up, man. Things are looking pretty good. Um but we're back here again, man. Another Friday, giving y'all this game, giving y'all this ism, trying to stop y'all from being fat pieces of shit. That's my goal. If I can just get one of y'all to not be a fat piece of shit, I've done my job. So um it just takes one, man. It takes one, and then it takes another person, and so on and so forth. But what I really want here is it's not just so much about you guys getting back in shape. I really want you guys to change our mindsets and look at how you view your body, how you view your life differently, you know? Because it's a lot going on right now. Weak men are taking over. Yes, weak men are taking over. Strong men are becoming a minority. They are trying to demonize strong male leadership. You've seen this with Pete Hegseth, right? Pete Hegseth said, "Hey, we want our military to be in top physical shape," and they crucified him. So when I come out and say things like men should not be in their soft guy era, when I come out and say things like men should be strong and masculine and men should take care of their bodies and be an example that they want to see other people be, that isn't a message that people want to hear. So I want you guys to understand that, man. If you're a guy out here that's really trying to cause change when it comes to, you just setting a standard or having standards rather, just know that you will be demonized for that, you know, and that's only because of the soft era that we live in. So it doesn't have anything really to do with, um, you as a person. Is more so of the culture that has been created, I would say, within the last 10 years. So it's a war against masculinity. It's a war against strong men. It's a war against strong male leadership. And in no way or shape or form is this misogynistic or sexist or, chauvinistic. But I will say that um, society has always ran better. Society has always ran better when strong men were in charge. And we have the numbers and data to back that up. So you can argue with your mama on that one. But hey, man, this is where we are. So the best thing we can do is continue to just strive and move forward. All right, man. Let's move on. So you guys know that today we got a jam-packed show today. Um, so today, excuse me, man. Excuse me. Today, man, we're talking about the price you pay for cutting corners on your health. We kind of touched briefly on this a while back ago, but I kind of want to bring this back up again because sometimes that gets lost in just the library. People forget, they move on. But today we're talking about the price you pay for cutting corners with your health. We'll dive into that. But before that, we have our two segments: the Fit Report, where we report on fitness news, winner's diet type of content, or just related content. And then we have What the Fitness, which is another fitness reaction videos to trendy fitness videos, trendy wellness, health industry videos. Again, more winner's diet focused content. So we'll be making our reaction to that as well. And then we have the main topic of the day, the main event. As you guys know, the price you pay for cutting corners with your health. So we got a great show today, man. We're gonna try to get you guys up out of here in about an hour. So without further ado, man, make sure y'all hit that like button before we start. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Comment down below on anything y'all want to see next. Okay, any topics, any type of questions y'all might have asked. Feel free to jump in the chat and say what you want to say. So, you know, whether it be positive or negative, we're here for it. All right. All right. So let's get to it. We have the first article here. Where are we at with it? All right. So here's the first one here. So the first article of the Fit Report says repetition rewires your brain. Neuroplasticity doesn't know the difference between good or bad habits. What you repeat most becomes your brain's default wiring. Repetition rewires your brain. Your brain doesn't care whether the habit is good or bad. It just builds what you repeat. Neuroscience shows repetition strengthens neural pathways through neuroplasticity. Habits practiced daily become your brain's default wiring. This is why both negative loops, doom scrolling junk food, and positive ones, training, learning, mindfulness, feel automatic over time. And we have the studies here to back it up. So, um, I've been saying this for a minute as well. That look, we all have habits, right? Everybody has habits, good habits and bad habits. The issue is our brain doesn't know which one is good for us or bad for us. It just continues to repeat what we continuously do over time. So if you're someone that is constantly eating junk food, that is constantly scrolling on social media and just getting consumed with, bad content, brain rot content, you know, just having bad, degenerative behaviors or actions or habits, your brain is going to get used to this, right? Your brain over time gets used to you doing the same thing over time, which is why when you're not doing these things for a certain amount of time, your body kind of shifts. Your body doesn't know what's going on, right? So, for example, if you constantly eat junk food, processed food, you don't take care of your diet, your body is accustomed to feeling like that. Your body is accustomed to feeling as such. The moment you switch to a healthier routine, the moment you switch to you now working out multiple times out the week, your body doesn't know how to handle it because it's so set on you maintaining this unhealthy lifestyle that now when you're now trying to get into a new healthier lifestyle, it doesn't know how to process that information or it doesn't know how to process that function. This is why you see so many people fall off workout routines because their brain is constantly telling them that, hey, this is uncomfortable, stop doing it. And if you don't have a strong mindset, right? If your mindset is not strong enough to combat this and ignore this, you're going to fall off. You're going to fall off and it's going to be very difficult for you to get back on that routine because our bodies only go to what it is normally accustomed to, right? We follow comfort as human beings. We choose the path of least resistance. So if our body is saying, hey, this is uncomfortable, stop doing it, 9 times out of 10, most of us are going to stop doing that thing. So it's very important that we understand how the brain works and that our habits dictate how our brain functions over time, right? This is why, having good habits is just so important, man. Not for your overall health and well-being, but mostly for your brain, mostly for your brain function, right? So when you see someone that says, "Man, I need discipline. I need more discipline." Well, the thing is you have discipline, right? You're disciplined in doing the bad shit. You're disciplined in having bad habits. We all have discipline. It could be good or bad. But a majority of us, we fall into the category of having bad habits. So we're disciplined in that. We're disciplined with staying out late and going to bed late and drinking alcohol excessively and abusing drugs and this and that, right? We have discipline in that to keep doing that. So when someone says they need more discipline, they don't have discipline, it's a lie. You just need a lifestyle change. You need to rewire your brain and how you think. So it's not so much just about you not having discipline. It's more so about you just not having your brain isn't processing what is good, even though they don't really know what's good, right? It's just they just go off of repetition. So all right, let's move on to the next one, man. See what we got here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, please and thank you. All right. All right, we got this one right here. It says AI model 98% accurate in detecting diseases just by looking at your tongue. Um, one second here. All right, this technology could be amazing. Researchers in Iraq and Australia say they have developed a computer algorithm that can analyze the color of a person's tongue to detect their medical condition in real time with 98% accuracy. Wow. Typically, people with diabetes have a yellow tongue, cancer patients a purple tongue with a thick, greasy coating, and acute stroke patients present with an unusually shaped red tongue, explained senior study author, oh God, Ali Al Naji, who teaches at Middle Technical University in Baghdad and the University of South Australia. A white tongue can indicate anemia. People with severe cases of COVID-19 are likely to have a deep red tongue. Al Naji continued. An indigo or violet colored tongue indicates vascular or gastrointestinal issues or asthma. Al Naji says his proposed imaging system mimics the traditional Chinese medicine practice of examining the tongue for signs of disease. More than 5,200 images were used to train the artificial intelligence model to identify tongue color and the corresponding condition. Researchers tested it with 60 tongue images from two teaching hospitals in the Middle East. Patients sat about 8 inches from a laptop equipped with a webcam, which took a picture of their tongue. The program was able to determine the disease in almost all cases. Findings were published in the journal Technologies. Study co author Javan Kahal, a professor at the University of South Australia, says the technology will eventually be used for a smartphone app that can diagnose diabetes, stroke, anemia, asthma, liver and gallbladder problems, COVID-19, and other conditions. These results confirm that computerized tongue analysis is a secure, efficient, user friendly, and affordable method for disease screening that backs up modern methods with a centuries old practice. Man, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. AI is coming. AI is coming, man. AI is coming for a lot of these jobs. AI is coming for a lot of just basic things that were around for a long time. It may not get to the jobs where people are skilled with their hands, right? So like a lot of trade workers, barbers, things like that. That might that might not ever get affected by AI, but a lot of medical stuff, um a lot of things with engineers, like AI is coming for y'all job, bro. AI is coming for y'all job. So this is another one of those things where Um, if you don't adapt, man, you about to get cooked out here. And that is the unfortunate truth, man. So my thing is either we adapt or we die, you know? Either you adapt or you die. Um but it's kind of cool though. Like I've seen I've seen so like I think in China, I want to see what China looks like, man, with AI cuz I've seen some crazy stuff. I've seen some crazy stuff. Matter of fact, we actually have a we actually have a video of AI in China that I want to pull up really quickly because this is very important here, man. And this is going to be the future of what's to come. So I want to pull this up. This was a very interesting video. So, an American traveler left stunned after trying $915 robot legs in China. This is literally the future. China's Zhang, I don't know how to say that shit. Robotic legs are letting travelers hike, run, and climb with almost zero effort. American traveler tried them and called it literally the future. The device uses sensors to sync with your walking rhythm, automatically adjusting to your pace. You can dial up or down the assistance, making steep climbs feel effortless. Renting costs just 22 a day, while buying one is about $915, far less than most expected. Clips of the experience has gone viral, sparking debate on how much more expensive this tech might be if sold in the US. It's a glimpse of how robotics is already bending into everyday life. So let's check this out.
And they have robotic legs to help you hike. China is so advanced, and they said we can try it for free.
Yes.
Okay, where do I go?
Here.
So these are all the different things, right?
No. It's same robot.
Okay.
It's named Sport Assist Robot.
Sport Assist Robot.
Yes.
Okay.
It can help you climbing, walking, running, and riding.
So if I'm running, I can run faster?
Yes.
No way. Get me on this thing. Okay, here we go. Guys, this is real China, real robots.
This is the best technology in China.
Really?
That's the best technology. I can say it's the best technology in the world.
Really?
Yes, Sport Robot.
So guys, he's connecting the robot now. So I have it around my waist.
Yes.
It feels pretty light. I think it's like, what, 1.8 kilo?
1.8 kilo.
So it's like 4 pounds in total, the robot. I'm in China and they have, okay, so now he's wrapping it around my kneecaps. Something's happening with the legs.
Okay.
What? Okay, what am I doing? What's
Okay.
Okay.
Start to walk. Walking normally.
Okay, I'm walking normally. Whoa, oh my gosh. It's like moving for me. It's like easy walking.
Even to me.
Okay.
In here have AI.
Okay.
And it can feel you walking frequency.
Okay.
This robot will fit you, not you fit the robot. This robot will fit you.
Okay. So can I run?
Yes, you can run.
Now?
Sure.
Now I can go?
No.
The robot is like, I'm putting no effort into running, and I'm like running so good.
Yeah, bro. This is the future. Now, how do you think that will impact Americans once they get their hands on that? Because they will get their hands on this at some point in the future. It may not be today, next year, or the next 5 years, but at some point, once all the bugs are fixed and everything is pretty much good to go, and they are looking to sell to a U.S. buyer, this will impact the world worse than we think it will. Mainly because we already have an issue with diet and exercise in this country. So now you're going to make it to a point where people don't even have to really even put an effort to even walk anymore. So we're going to see even more people overweight in the next 10 to 15 years, maybe 20 years. So it's only going to get worse, man. It's only going to get worse. modern conveniences, new technologies. This is making the world lazier and lazier, right? So if we don't fix the problem now, while AI is continuing to evolve and get better and more advanced, bro, we're about to get cooked out here. This is not going to be good for any of us. So, um, yeah, man, this is going to be very interesting. I'm very curious to see how this is going to affect the fitness game going forward. But this is where we are. So either we adopt or we get left behind, bro. It's only going to be a bunch of fat motherfuckers coming in the next 5 to 10 years. It's only going to get worse. We're only going to get fatter. We're only going to get lazier, and technology is going to be a big reason because of that. AI will be a big reason because of that. So if you think it's bad now, just wait. Just wait. AI is coming. It's here to stay, and it's not going nowhere. And people will pay top dollar, so they don't have to exercise at a certain point. You already see it with Ozempic, but now you're seeing robotic legs that you can attach onto humans, so that they don't even have to walk anymore. They can hike, they can run without putting in any type of effort. So they're still moving, but they're not burning any type of, they're not using any energy. So if this comes to the US, we're all cooked here. We're all cooked. All right. Let's move on to the last and final article in What the Fitness. I think we got one more, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So this one says studies show people who train after long work days are among the most dedicated lifters. So it says people who train after a long day's work are built different. While most head straight home to the couch, research in psychology finds that people who hit the gym after work display higher levels of self control and persistence than average exercisers. Why does this matter? Because training after an exhausting day means overcoming both mental and physical fatigue. Unlike mornings, when willpower is fresh, evening sessions demand discipline despite stress, decision fatigue, and low energy. Psychologists note this kind of effort after effort is a marker of resilience, which is strongly linked to long term consistency. Research on exercise habits also shows that people who make time for fitness after work are far more likely to stick to weekly training goals compared to casual lifters. In short, pushing through after a long day builds not just strength, but grit. So if you see someone crushing squats at 7 p.m. after work, know this, you're looking at one of the most dedicated members in the gym. Absolutely. Um, and I will say this too, because I do believe it goes both ways between people that work out in the morning, early morning before work, um, and as well as after. Both people are dedicated to me. To me, both people are dedicated. I think that to get up, let's just say you start work at 8 a.m. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to wake up around 4:30, depending where you live, how far you live from the gym and work. You might have to wake up around 4:30, 5 o'clock, go work out for an hour, come home, eat, get shower, change, out the door. So you're probably waking up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Um, so that to me shows a lot of dedication as well, because there's not a lot of people that will do that. In this case, you kind of have to pick your poison, right? So if you're someone that is an early riser, then this is something that's not going to be very difficult for you. But the problem with early risers is they try to be in bed at a certain time. So someone that's an early riser may not want to work out at 7, 8 p.m. after work. You know, they might be physically drained. You know, they got other things that they got going on. So it's different. Now, the ones that work out after work, they probably don't want to wake up that early, but they probably gonna have the most energy because, or they may not have the most energy, but they will rather work out after work than work out before work. and I see this all the time working in the gym, is people just getting off work, still in their work clothes. They put in a full day shift, and they ready to go. uh I do think they are very dedicated themselves. I do think they have a strong mindset, because it takes a strong person to put in a whole day of work and still make time to go to the gym, man. That takes a lot of dedication. But will I put them over someone that wakes up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock? Probably not. But I will say they're both dedicated. I would just say the person that wakes up, or the person that trains after work, has more energy. So they're willing to bite that bullet, you know? Or if they don't have energy, they chose that over waking up early. So they kind of have to pick their poison. But either way, you're putting in the work either way. So it really doesn't matter if it's the morning or the evening. Like, as long as you're in there and you're doing something about it and you're consistent with it, that's all that matters, man. So shout out to y'all. If y'all work out before or after work, um, and you do that consistently, you are one dedicated individual. You are really serious about being in the gym. You're really serious about taking care of your body, because that's not an easy thing to do after a full days of work. You might have kids, you might have responsibilities, you don't know what's going on, but you still find time to be in there, man. So that, to me, requires a lot of dedication. So shout out to you guys that's in there. All right, man. Let's move on. So that was it for the fit report. Let's move on to What the Fitness, where we are reacting to different fitness videos. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to everybody in here showing support, showing love. And if you ain't, well, I don't know what to tell y'all. All right, let's move on to the first video here. So, who here follows the NBA or just sports in general? So, the NBA season, the NBA season is now back, right? We're in the preseason. And over the last few months, we've seen a lot of the stars of the NBA who have had weight issues. We're starting to see them a little bit slimmer, right? We're starting to see them a little bit leaner. And one person in particular, or two people in particular, Luka Doncic and Zion Williamson, have come to training camp looking very slim, right? And one might wonder, you know, how they lost so much weight so quickly. So let's take a look. Some people are saying it's Ozempic. Some people are saying it's GL1P. Some people are saying it's peptide. So we have a nutrition here who's breaking this down as to what she might think it is. And it's very interesting. So let's check this out.
Hi, my name is Jackie. I am a licensed dietitian and sports nutritionist to your favorite athletes, including a lot of NBA players. And I want to talk about what's going on here. This offseason, we saw something that we have never seen before, and that is a rapid drop of weight loss in athletes that traditionally struggled with their weight. I have no evidence behind this, but if you're asking me my professional opinion, I would say that there was a GLP-1 involved here. The reason I believe that is if you look at the timeline versus the weight loss, it is not normal weight loss, number one. Number two, these are two athletes who have struggled with their weight time after time and have not dropped weight. So you don't all of a sudden just drop weight. There's a huge psychological and physiological component to being able to drop a significant amount of weight. I also don't believe that either one of these athletes have tried to hire a nutritionist and implement that program as well. So that's a whole nother story. But if you're looking at their body composition and their face and the timeline of how quickly they lost weight, I would think that there's a GLP-1 involved. Now, am I saying that it's wrong? No, I'm not saying that it's wrong. And in some cases, especially if there's underlying inflammation or health, other areas of health involved, it may have been the best option to take. However, I do get concerned that if they're not following the proper nutrition program for in season, are they going to be underfueled when the season starts? And is that going to potentially lead to underperformance and, God forbid, higher risk for injury? That's just my thoughts, my feedback. Let me know what you think.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm gonna say that GL1P is involved. Only because it kind of just like, to me, it's all a coincidence, right? Because both of these guys were up for extensions. Luca just got his extension um in the summer, I think like last month. And Zion is up for an extension this year. So it's not a surprise that they will be in the best physical shape when they are in renegotiations, right? So I do think this was the, I don't want to say easiest thing to do, but it was the most logical thing to do. Like, we have to get you in the best shape possible. We have to make sure you are looking lean and looking dedicated, and that these owners and the GM can trust you going forward, that you're taking this serious. But um I do think the GO1P was involved, man. I can't tell you what type of, because there's so many different types of variations. You got peptides, you got different hormonal variations. I can't name which one it may be, but I definitely think that GO1P is involved because, one, these guys have always struggled with their weight, right? They've always been too heavy for their position. And two, it's a contract year. So right now you have no choice but to perform. If you don't perform, you're not going to get the type of money that you want going forward, right? Mainly for Zion, right? Luca, we kind of know what Luca can do, but Luca has always had weight issues and has had injuries because of that weight issue. But Zion, has never really played a full season since he's been in the NBA, and that has always been a concern, mainly for his weight and the type of athlete that he is. So having that much force for his frame, um, over time, you keep jumping up and down and landing on those joints. The weight that you have is a lot of pressure on those joints. So it's not going to be very advantageous for you long term going forward. So I do think that some type of weight loss drug was involved. And we saw it with Serena Williams. I think I reported on this a while ago, how she had issues dropping weight, even though she's an Olympic athlete, maybe one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen. And it's not like these people can't hire nutritionists. These people have money that they can just throw at anybody, right? So if you look at it, it's like, okay, why not hire a nutritionist? I don't think it's that easy. I do think that some people struggle with dropping weight, no matter how much of a great athlete they are, no matter how much conditioning that they do, no matter how much weight training that they do. I do think some people's bodies are wired differently, and there has to be different precautions. Um, but I don't know, man. I can't always assume that it's GO1P involved or they have weight issues. Weight issues mainly. I do think they don't eat in a calorie deficit. I don't know, right? But even Serena Williams, she took a GO1P drug that she publicly admitted that made her lose 30 pounds, right? So it's not surprising. I think LeBron and Carmelo had the same thing where, there was a point in their careers where they dropped a lot of weight. So it's not too far off, you know. Athletes have access to some of the best drugs in the world, and they have access to some of the best drugs in the world that the average person will never ever get or can afford. So this isn't a shock. So if my final thoughts are, I do think that a GO1P drug was involved in this. The only thing is, we don't know how it's going to fare with them long term on performance wise, and how, if it will still prevent them from injury, right? So we'll see what happens, man. I hope they both have a great season. Luca's on my Lakers, so I'm gonna be rooting for my Lakers. Luca's there. I love Luca, but we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. All right. Um, let's move on to the next video here. Okay, so this is a interesting video. So this woman says fat women need to focus on dating fat men. What do y'all think about this? So let's play this video here. I guess this is a panel show where they're talking about relationships. Okay. So let's see what this person has to say.
Sure.
Do you have a type?
I like muscle bound. I like, medium height. I like a man that's very masculine, in the way he carries himself. He's not like super communicative. Like I believe like a real man is of a few words,
So what attracted you to my page?
Your looks, if I'm being honest.
You're attracted to somebody who's muscle bound. But if you meet a man who is health conscious and cares about his looks, that takes a lot of work.
It
right?
does.
Why do you think that a man who has put in that much energy into his health would be even attracted to somebody who aesthetically has not put the same work in for herself?
Oh shit. Damn.
So listen, he asked me if I had a type. I don't really have a type.
Well, you did. You were very specific. You said muscle down.
I said what
muscle
I don't.
Down.
No. What I said was I don't like tall, skinny guys.
You don't.
Because
You told
I'm a
us what
big
you
girl.
didn't like. You said
I'm a
muscle
big girl.
down. Though.
I'm a big girl. You just won't
Damn.
go together.
A lot of the time, there's no accountability. You have not been in the gym.
I have not.
I don't need your confirmation on that. I can see it.
Damn. Sheesh. That's kind of rude. Damn, man. Well, I mean, look, she's not in the gym either. You could tell with her shape, she's not in the gym. So what is she getting mad for? Look, my assumption is either the woman that was on the stage was either she and that guy are messing around or she likes that guy for her to react so aggressively how she did. But that's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. The way she came out here was a little uncalled for. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But what do y'all think, man? Do fat women need to date fat men? What do y'all think? That is a good question. Do you think that if you're a certain physical size, you need to stick with that physical size because it's not fair to want someone that's put the work in when you haven't put the work in? Like, what do y'all think? Because my opinion is really, I don't think that you should be. This is only if you're unhappy with the way your body looks. I don't think you should be dating anybody. Because for you to expect somebody's best version of themselves when you're not the best version of yourself is kind of crazy to me. It's actually kind of delusional if we're being quite honest, right? So whenever I see, women who are bigger that say, "Oh, I want a guy that's in shape," I just kind of just scratch my head, bro, because it's kind of crazy. I'm not saying that you don't deserve, you don't deserve what you want, right? You like what you like, but to expect someone who's put the work into taking care of their body to want someone that doesn't take care of their body, to me is kind of crazy. I'm just saying. But to her point, I will say this though. Being in the fitness industry the last 10 years, muscle bound guys love big girls. I'll say that. Muscle bound men that are in the gym heavily, they love them some big girls now. Let's not get that twisted, right? Let's be very clear here. I know a lot of guys will say, "Oh man, I only like gym girls." Man, behind the closed doors, they are with these women. They're living with them, right? They're living with them. They're being taken care of by them. So on the flip side, let's not act like these guys don't want them as well. Because they might say they don't. They might display that, right? but behind closed doors, they're doing the exact opposite. So it gets tricky out here. It gets very tricky out here, man. So just be very mindful of that. All right. All right. Let's move on to the last video here. So this guy says POV when they say they want to start the gym. Let's refresh this. So we'll see where we're at.
To the gym, my neighbor like, yo, your arm's just big as mine. Yo, we gotta get a workout in. I'm like, listen, I'm going to the gym right now. He said, yeah, like how much is the membership? Da 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 da. He said, yeah, like we can go sometime. I said, listen, I got the black card. We can go right now. I said, come on, bro, you get dressed, we can go right now. He's like, oh, no. People be chatting, talking about, oh yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm trying to go to the gym. Listen, bro, don't play with me. I'll wait for you. I said, listen, I'll wait, bro. Go ahead, go get dressed. We can go to the gym right now. I'm on my way to the gym. My neighbor like,
Yeah, that's happened to me so many damn times, man. People act like they want to work out with you, but then when you put their feet to the fire, when you actually take them up on their offer, then their whole tune changes. Oh, well, I got to do this. I got to go see my kids. I got to go pick up my daughter. Like, all right, so why even mention it then? Next time you could have just shut the fuck up if that was the case, right? Like people think that I don't understand why people just don't take their word serious. If you tell me, hey, Mac, I want to start working out with you. I want to start going at least 3 days a week. Cool. Let's go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But see, when I actually hold you accountable to your word, now your tune changes. Now you give me excuses. Now you give me reasons why you can't go, right? So this is the problem with modern day people, man. They are full of shit. They don't want to change. Everything sounds good in the moment, right? It sounds good. Yes, I want to lose 10 pounds. Yes, I want to get in better shape. I want to have more muscle definition. But when you hold their feet to the fire, when you actually hold their word accountable, they bait and switch. They retract. You know, they take back everything they said. Now it's, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. Okay, stay where you are. Next time, don't bother me. This is why I have a hard time taking people serious, bro. Like, you have to show me you want to get in shape. You have to be going to the gym on your own first before you want to start asking for my advice or getting my help. Because I'm not going to keep helping people that don't want to help themselves, man. I'm done wasting my time. I'm done wasting my time. I got to keep wasting my time hoping that you change, hoping that you get better. Nah, bro, I'm done with that. I'm not going down that route no more, because every time I do that, I always just end up wasting my time. So here on out, anybody that needs help with fitness coaching, because I'm very strict on who I help and who I work with. I'm not just going for anybody, man. You have to show me that you're dedicated. Show me that you're dedicated. Show me that you want to work and you want to lose some weight or build some muscle, whatever your goals are. You got to show me first. I'm not wasting my time no more. I got too much shit going on. I got too many things to do. I got a business to run. I got a live stream I'm doing, bro. I don't have time to babysit anybody. I don't have time to be held back by anybody. So, but if you guys do want to learn how to lose fat in 7 days, the link to my 7-day fat loss guide is in the chat. So you guys can go ahead and get that for free. It is free of charge. All you got to do is just put your information in, real simple, and you'll get that sent to your email. So, but yeah, man, we're done with that type of nonsense, bro. We're done with that type of nonsense. We're not wasting our time no more, and neither should you. If that's happening to you, don't waste your time either. All right, let's move on, man. I think we are at the main event. Let's get to the main event. So 1 second here, you guys. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please and thank you, man. Today's been a great show so far. We're going in. All right. So, today, man, let's break down today's topic. Today's main event is the price you pay for cutting corners with your health or on your health. You know, we live, I understand the economy that we're in right now, and everybody is trying to save money. Everybody's trying to cut back on costs. I get it. But there's just certain things that should be in your life that are non-negotiable, that are priceless, right? Obviously, you need food, a place to stay, water, right? Clothes, the essentials, right? But I'm putting your body as an essential as well. You got to take care of your body as well. That to me is an essential. You have to take care of your body. That's non-negotiable, right? So you might think that paying for a gym membership is a cost, right? You might think that spending money on quality food is a cost, right? Or not investing in how to lose weight or how to get just get in better shape overall. You might think you're saving money by being cheaper, right? But you don't realize that there's hidden costs to everything. Everything has a cost. Whether you want to pay up now or pay later on the back end. But I will say this, usually the back end is a lot more expensive than the front end. And that goes for a lot of things, right? Because you're going to pay somehow. You think you're going to get through life without paying for shit. You out of your fucking mind. If you think you can live life just being cheap, just being frugal. I'm not saying don't budget and don't be smart with your money. I'm not saying that, but there's just certain things that you cannot be cheap with, man. Your health is number one. You can't play around with that because medical bills, that adds up. Lost energy, that adds up. Wasted years, missed opportunities, that's a cost. You don't think you're paying with these things? You don't think this is not a cost? Right? So, okay, medical bills. Let's just say you get sick because of you not taking care of your body for years. You put off taking care of your body, you put off working out, you put off eating healthy, right? Now you have high blood pressure. Now you have high cholesterol. This opens up the gateway for other diseases to happen. This opens up the gateway for other things to happen. So now you might miss work. That's a cost. You're losing money. Lost energy. Your performance at work suffers. That's a cost, right? You not investing in a coach or a trainer or investing in the gym to go to some classes and just stay active. That's just wasted years thinking you can do it by yourself when you haven't shown any progress in those years. That's a cost. The fact that you weren't in great physical shape probably cost you that job promotion, probably cost you some trust within your company or your boss. That's a cost. So you thinking that you're just going to go through life and just cut corners, be cheap with your health, be cheap with your food, and you're not going to pay on the back end is crazy to me. It's crazy. That's delusional thinking, right? So there's hidden costs with everything, man. There's hidden costs with everything. Like some of the cheap choices that we make, let's just run through them real quick, right? Skipping the gym is one. I'll work out at home. You never do it. That's a cost, right? You're paying with your health. Buying junk food because it's quote unquote cheaper when we've already proved that it's not. That's a cost. You're going to pay somehow down the line. Refusing to invest in coaching, a trainer, a gym membership, right? That's a cost because now you're wasting time, you're wasting years that you could have just pay someone up front to do. And look, I'm not saying drop $1,500 on a coach or $2,000 a month on a coach. You can find there's different ways, there's different classes you can take, there's different type of group fitness you can take that will get you the same results. But nah, you thought that it was too expensive. You didn't want to take accountability. You didn't want to hold yourself accountable. So now guess what? That's a cost. You're going to pay for that down the line because you wanted to be cheap. Right? Alcohol, fast food, Netflix. That's a cost. Like, I don't understand how most men think that they're just going to cheat the system and get around shit. It's crazy. Onion says, I'm going through this now. I'm starting my journey as well. Yeah, bro. But I'm glad you're acknowledging it, right? That's good that you're now acknowledging that. Sometimes we need to hear this shit for us to realize how much full of shit that we are. And make sure you tap in with my free 7-day fat loss guide, bro. It's free. So make sure you hit that link, man. It's free. I want you to take a look at that. Hopefully that can help you out. But it's a cost. You know, you don't know how many guys that I know that, hey, you know, I think I can do it by myself. I think I can get in shape by myself. And I'll ask them very simply, like, how confident are you? How confident in you are? How do I say this? How confident are you that you have the knowledge and skills to get to your goals? And they usually think about it. And right then and there, I know that they're not confident. They think they know until it's time to actually do it. And then they realize they don't know what the hell they're doing. Right? So look, man, there's hidden costs for everything. Right? I want to pull up this this video or this post right here I saw on social media that I want you guys to look at, and it kind of just reiterates everything I've been saying. A Big Mac doesn't cost $3.99. Costs your health. Netflix doesn't cost $17.99. It costs your time. Social media isn't free. It costs your focus. There's always a hidden cost. There's always a hidden cost, man. It says here, the wealthy understand this. Money, health, time, and focus are all currencies. The poor spend them carelessly. The rich invest them wisely. Look, there's certain things that I wish, you know, I could get rid of. Like for me, cooking my own meals, right? I may not have the budget to hire a chef or a meal prep service at the moment, but the moment I do, guess what's going to happen? I'm getting that goddamn chef or meal prep service. But in the meantime, I'm still eating healthy, even though I may not be able to afford a chef or a meal prep service that gives me food every single week. That might not be my budget right now, but at least I'm still doing what's necessary to still be healthy, right? Most people think that, oh, well, that's too much. Let me not do anything else in return. Let me not do anything else as an alternative, right? It ends up costing them, right? It ends up being a cost. It ends up being a cost. Like this is the winner's diet, right? This is the winner's diet. This is not just about health and fitness. This is about a mindset that I need you guys to understand. The mindset. Understand the winner's diet philosophies, the 4 pillars, what you eat, who you hang around, right? What you listen to, and your habits. All these 4 things can be applied to any type of situation, whether it be successful people, whether it be people that are living the life that they want. It applies in any situation. And I want you guys to apply that to your situation. It doesn't have to be monetary, right? It doesn't have to be a dollar sign attached to it, but it could be success in your own way. So I need you guys to understand, man, you have to change your mindset when you look at certain things. There's a cost to everything. Very rarely will you get through life without paying. So you're going to see a lot of costs, man. If you try to cheat the system, You trying to, man, you got financial costs by being cheap with your health, medical bills, right? Diabetes, heart disease, joint issues. That's a bill. Miss work because now you're too sick to work, right? You're making less money. You got physical costs. You got muscle loss after 30. You got low testosterone after 30. You got chronic fatigue. You got a weaker immune system, right? You got more long-term injuries. That's a cost, emotional cost. You lose your confidence. You lose your self-respect. You have poor relationships, right? You just don't feel as secure with yourself anymore. So everything that you feel like you're saving money on, you're just adding on interest later on. So you have to change your mindset now, bro. You trying to be cheap, you trying to shortcut the shit, you trying to take, less steps to get there. You're only hurting yourself in the long run. You're only hurting yourself. Rich people value their time. That's why they invest their money back into their health so they can have energy, so they can have the productivity to do more stuff. It's very apparent. Look at a lot of these rich ass CEOs, bro. They're in great shape. Their wives are in great shape. They understand the importance of being in shape. There's more opportunities there. They'll pay that upfront money now. Fuck you. Because I'm going to get more on the back end. The problem with some of y'all is y'all don't see the money on the back end. Y'all don't see the opportunities on the back end. You just see how much it costs. Oh man, protein powder costs $50. That's a little expensive. Well, how else are you going to get, hit your protein goal for that day if you don't have enough time to eat? How else? So once you change your mindset, when you look at certain things, everything else becomes a lot easier to do. You don't look at things as a cost no more. You look at it more as an investment. Look at your health as an investment, right? Some of you guys might not be entrepreneurs. Some of you guys might not be business owners. But once you get to a point where you have your own business, where you're operating a business, everything you look at is an investment. You look to see a return in something in what you're putting time into. The same thing can be applied to your health. Yeah, it might be a little bit expensive, a little bit costly to have a gym membership, to maybe hire a trainer. But hey, if I can't afford a trainer, I can at least do some boot camps. I can at least do some classes. I can do some group training that's a little bit lower in cost, but it's still something I can pay. But the return on that is going to be a lot greater than the upfront cost. That's how you got to look at things. If you don't look at things like that, everything is going to be a cost to you, and you're never going to get anywhere you want to be. So, all right, man, that's been today's show, man. I do want to leave you guys with this, man, because I have said this in the past. Either you're going to be disciplined today or you're going to regret it tomorrow. Either you pay the price of discipline today, or you're going to see the cost of regret tomorrow. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. Look, man, that's been today's show of the Winner's Diet. Let me go ahead and read these chats real quick. I'm 265, trying to get to 215 by the end of this year. My job takes up most of my time, but I don't want that to be an excuse anymore. Yes, sir. Hey, man, bro, I've trained people just like you that have the same excuse, and that's not an excuse. And I'm here to say that that's not an excuse, bro. Everybody has time. He also says, I see the tough love, hard truth approach as motivation. I needed to hear. That's why I'm here, brother. So make sure you hit that 7-day fat loss guide, bro. It's gonna help a lot. And if you need any more help, make sure you shoot me a DM. DM me the word. Let me post it right here. DM me ready on IG. The if you have any more questions, DM me the word ready on IG. It's gonna be my my handles in the description at Project Mac or at Winners Diet Club. You can hit either one of those. So I'll respond. So yeah, man. You guys have an amazing weekend out here. I got a lot of shit to do today, so I'll be moving and grooving. But we'll be back on Wednesday night. Okay, so he says, "Well, I work for NFL Broadcasting, but yeah, I'll check you out." Okay, that's what's up, man. But yeah, check it out, bro. Check it out. Hit that link, and if you have any more questions, hit me on IG. 2 handles there, and we'll see you guys next week, man. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Peace.